They were trapped behind the walls, shadows deep where silence calls. Broke the chains and they stood tall, found their voices after all. Laura, search in order to Liz Farah shining through. Lost the fear, found something new. Now I know it's really true. They are free, they're warriors strong, singing their own freedom songs. You can join them, come along, break away where you belong. Leave the cult, yeah, it's a cult. Word clear, cult, leave the cult. It's a scam, they just want your money. Save your money, you can really be free without OTs.
We're marching down, taking over these properties, educating about abuses of Scientology. We're running up and down the street of LRH Way. No more kids in Scientology. Stop the abuse, it's been going on for too long. Stop hurting the kids, it's obviously wrong. Why can't you see all the atrocities, the others is Scientology? Auditing children is very bad, so is disconnecting kids from their dad. Plus there are child labor laws that are ignored. The brick road was paved by child labor. Stop the abuse, it's been going on for too long. Stop hurting the kids, it's obviously wrong. Why can't you see all the atrocities, the others is Scientology?
What's up? I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that showed up at the protest. Thank you to everyone that viewed. Thank you for all the help. Yesterday was a total success. There was no incidences at all. Everything worked out. It was beautiful. Everyone was able to get along. There were people that didn't necessarily like other people. You know, there were people that they just didn't want to be around. And guess what? Everyone got through it. Everything was awesome. Everyone acted like mature adults about the situation. And I am proud of everyone that attended and everyone that was able to put everything aside for one day and look at the bigger picture. I am here for the kids. I am speaking out because I don't want kids to have to endure child auditing and go through the purification rundown and the child labor. We need to make sure that this doesn't happen to these kids. Think about the people that we care about, the people that we love, that were kids, that were born in Scientology, they were raised in Scientology. Think about the struggles that we've seen with them having to process the trauma. There is absolutely child abuse going on. I'm not even going to say I think, I believe there absolutely is child abuse going on. I've seen the results of it. I've seen people become really strong afterwards and they can fight it, but they had a lot to go through to endure the trauma or the effects of the trauma and to better themselves. And I'm super proud of all the children that were able to get out of the cult of Scientology. And I know how hard it was. And they are the reason I do this. It was amazing to be there with Lara, Nora, Valerie, like I'm doing this for them and all the others. I'm doing it for the kids that are still currently doing child labor in there. I got that verified. And I auditing is still going on, so child auditing is still going on. And one thing I learned about Scientology is if L. Ron Hubbard said it or wrote it down, that's their word. That's what they have to go by. And he's dead, so he can't write anymore. He can't add on to it. He can't edit. So all of the beliefs that they had back then and all that stuff where child auditing was okay, purification rundown for kids is okay, child labor is okay, that till they're gone, that's going to be how it is. There's no way to change. I guess David Miscavige could change something and come up with some justification, and maybe, I don't know, but the words of L. Ron Hubbard encouraged child abuse. If you look into it, you can see his specific words where he's talking about, kissing a girl, a little girl, and how the girl's supposed to be comfortable with it. Like, anyone that's trying to stop me now, anyone, no matter if it's Scientology, trolls, other people, anyone that's trying to stop me from speaking out against the abuses, in my mind, they're endorsing it. They're co-signing it. They're saying it's okay. Child auditing is not okay. Purification rundown is not okay. Child labor is not okay. And if you aren't speaking out about it, you're saying that, it's not as bad as it sounds, or it doesn't happen. I just can't. I can't respect that. I try to respect everyone, but the only people that should be, impacting me right now is, well, they're not people. It should be me. Sorry, it's loud here. Me and my higher power. I'm good with myself, my higher power. God is good with me. Like, I'm good. Like, I talk to him, and I know a lot of you might not have the same beliefs I have. You may not believe in Christianity. You may be atheist. You might have been hurt by Christianity. I get that. But for me personally, my higher power, and I'm okay with that. And Holly, if you feel like that, go ahead. Just hit that little button, that X button. Leave my stream. I have nothing negative to say. You can have your views, whatever. But I disagree with that. And if you have an issue, go. Otherwise, you're gonna hear this part right here. Rib Guy was amazing yesterday. Now, I know that in his chat there was stuff going on. I know interacting with his chat there might have been stuff, but he helped out a whole lot. And if there's a problem with me dropping anything for the day, like I've been telling people for weeks, the day of the protest, everything gets dropped. And guess what? He was there by my side. He put in the work. He was doing what he could without causing drama. He was, like I said, there is stuff, I'm not oblivious. There is stuff that was going on in the chats. He was talking to his chat, and he was co-signing what was being said in the chat. He did make negative comments. I learned of that after the fact, but like I said, he pulled his weight. I have no issue with him being there because everyone was welcome, and There were no incidences. Everything was positive. Everything was amazing. Again, Holly, if you would like, it could make it so much more simpler on you, so much less stress if you just leave. I was there with Laura, and Laura was there with Rib Guy. And guess what? They were able to be mature adults. They were able to keep away from each other and not interact with each other. There was that one time he came to her, said, letting you know I'm here. And of course she didn't like it, but guess what? She dealt with it amazingly. I am super proud of her that she was able to handle it in a mature way. I know I'm going to lose subscribers. I don't care. I'm not here to win people over. I am here for the kids. And if you want to go on about that other stuff, feel free. You can do it. But I'm just wondering, why are you hate watching, or I don't know. I just don't get that. But I'm going to be true to myself and my views about child abuse. That's the priority. I am fighting against the abuses of children. I am not here to relive high school, have cliques. I'm not here to, just because someone said something to someone else, that I have to keep a list myself and figure out who I'm allowed to align with. And then I'm not allowed to even interact or be in the vicinity with certain people. I was in a cult when I was a kid. I am not in a cult now. No one is going to tell me who I can talk to, who I can be around, none of that stuff. I have my own moral lines, and when people cross that personally with me, I deal with it accordingly. But I will not have someone tell me. And like I said, Laura, she's fucking amazing. She was so fucking mature about things, and she put things aside for the bigger cause, and it was so beautiful. She got to perform out there, and she was really powerful as she performed. You could just see it in her. It was amazing. Yes, now everything wasn't perfect with that, but they handled it like adults. So, but I am perfectly fine with losing subscribers, because if you are more concerned about a man being there and helping out, he did a lot of work helping out. He did a lot. Same thing with Henry. I know people don't like Henry. Guess what? I respect Henry. So if you don't want to hear me talking positive about him, that is more of a you issue than me. So I don't understand why you would be in my stream, but maybe it's because you're a mature adult, Like I said, there's ways you can deal with things. I'm prepared to lose subs. I'm fine with losing subs. But yesterday, the focus was on that permitted protest. It was an amazing event. And it was so amazing that people are just trying to dead agent the protest. That's truly what it is. You want to talk about dead agenting? That's what they're doing with the protest, because it was so successful. It was peaceful. But DT, I do respect you. I do think you're really awesome. I would hope that you're the type of person where we can have differences of opinions on stuff and not feel like we're alienating each other. So I hope you stick around. But like I said, I am totally fine. I am not here to, it's cool, sort of making connections with people on here, and, the regulars in the community. It's nice, but that's not my focus. Just like I do these crappy streams And people want to bitch about my camera angles or muting it. But guess what? I'm not doing this for that. You know, like, so if you're against child abuse, you know, and you can see that I am, and you can see that that's my focus, that's what's driving me, then hopefully you stick around. Yes, because everyone, this is not a cult, and it should never be an echo chamber. And an echo chamber can be really dangerous and cause a lot of division and a lot more stuff going on than there needs to be. There should be differences of opinions. You know, you should be able to talk things out. You should be able to know when to step away. There's been several instances, you know, since I've been here in LA, there's been several things where I totally have disagreed with the person. They said stuff that I feel is like really, really bad. But guess what? We talked about it. I saw where they were coming from. They saw where I was coming from. And we actually found a way to meet in the middle. But my phone's overheating because it's LA. So it might shut off. I don't know what to do. I'm going to try to get inside where I can get some air, like an AC on it or something. Or maybe the shade will help. But yeah, me personally, I am not here for the clicks and views. I'm here for the children. And I hope that there's more of you out there that are here for the children and know what should be a priority. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll just say it. I received a bunch of angry texts last night from him. And he was supposed to be my friend. He's hurt me personally. And he's never considered any of that. He's never taken accountability. He's never said sorry. So it's personally hard for me to go out of my way and make that a priority over the children being abused. Like, why should his feelings be more important when he doesn't value mine? So if that's seen as talking shit, whatever. If I get called a bad actor, whatever. Real recognizes real. So I hope that there's some reals out there that know the priority should be, you know, no more kids in Scientology, fight the child abuse, and all this other stuff. It's irrelevant. Irrelevant. Okay, let's see how long before this phone dies. 'Cause I'm pretty sure it's burning up. I hope it don't fucking explode. That'd be crazy. But okay. I also am not going to talk shit about him. That's all I'm going to say at this point. That's my statement. If he wants to go on, he can. I'm not even going to respond to anything. So this will be the last that I talk about him. And if I lose subs, they weren't meant to be anyway. All right, yeah, my phone's about to like explode. I'll see y'all later.